Yo, what's the deal? You got along with the Siskin Poet. I wanted to talk about the 10 things about me tag that I got from Hightower TV. What up, Dave? I wanted to go into that more specifically. The question: do you mind if people know where you live? And like I said, I don't have necessarily have a problem with people knowing where I live if it's generalized. But I find like even in small conversation and in social get-togethers, people ask maybe with the motivation of gaining sex out of it or something like that. People ask the question of what specific location do you live in, and I don't know why people started doing that and felt so comfortable doing it. I can still remember as a child growing up in Detroit, you don't give out that information. It's dangerous. People nowadays will ask that in any kind of setting. Like, and if you give them general information, they'll probe for more accurate information. I think that is like the stupidest shit I've ever heard in life. I actually go the fuck off on people for asking me stuff like that because I know that in my city you don't do shit like that. Because anybody from my area is, what the fuck do you need to know for? That's why most people have bars on their windows, because most of the time, and you can ask any police officer, people that are going to rob you are people that you know, that have researched and watched you and know your schedule and the things that you do. And I've had so many friends over the years that this has happened to, and they have that same mentality of, I don't give a fuck. It's just a question. Well, that's stupid to me, because it's going to end up biting you in the end. I know, so many people that shit is just going, when they find out who it is, they're just like in awe. It's somebody who would ask them shit like that. What side of town you live on? What streets? And then motherfucker watching you when you come and go, and when you're gone, clean your shit out. Or worse, there are serial killers and shit like that out there. But I just think that, people should learn how to conversate, to separate them from a group of people that may do that. Because if anybody asks me, I'm gonna snap off. The fuck you need to know for? And then when I'm asked that question by so many different people, then the person gets mad. But I don't understand how another person can get mad if you don't divulge a certain amount of information to them. If that's like you asking me for my food, I'm eating. This is my food. This is my shit. And you want some of my shit, well, I have a right to ask you, what the fuck do you need my food for? That's the same thing as asking, where do I live? You're requesting some information from me, invading my privacy. I need to ask you what the fuck you need to know for. And if you can't explain that, then obviously you have an issue. But I think, a lot of people, not just with that, but they ask a lot of personal ass questions. You don't know what a person's been through or dealing with to be probing somebody like that who you just meeting. And if you really want the person to open up to you like that, well, damn, maybe you ought to divulge some information about your motherfucking self. But usually that's not the case. So people really just want to research other people, which to me there's only motivations behind that. Because I think when you get to know somebody, it's a mutual thing. So I think my main reason for saying this, because I know so many people that have had bad things done to them, and then it feels like people are always kind of reaching into or digging into or researching me as a person. And I just get sick of it, because if somebody gonna open up to you, they're gonna open up to you. If they're not, then obviously there's something about you that they don't specifically like. But to go into that a little bit more, I actually had met a person through another person, and we ended up hanging out. Now, in the very beginning, we had conversations, and I got a lot of friends. Every type of personality mindset imaginable. It doesn't matter to me anything but the character of a person. And this particular individual used drugs. Just in conversation, he was like, hey, I do coke. I don't know if you got a problem with that. I had a lot of friends do coke. But at the same token, maybe I didn't explain things as I should. As I should have. So we're hanging out. And, we're at a party. And this individual's like, hey, I'm going to go in the bathroom. Okay. And it seemed like almost they were trying to convince me to go. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I want to do some coke. Well, wait a minute. Maybe at that point, then I said, okay, I didn't explain it well enough. I told you that I don't care if you do drugs. However, I don't want to be hanging out with you when you're doing it. It is like they want to start an argument over it. And I said, okay, well, I see that you're really wanting to do that, so I'm not going to argue with you because I can't keep you from doing what you're going to do. You're grown. So we just won't be friends anymore. I didn't say this, but obviously we're not friends. But I made a poor judgment call. I became friends with somebody who has another friend. And their bond is much stronger than ours would ever be. So, I just feel like you have to really watch what kind of information that you give to people, and then what kind of information you request from other people. But this has been Lone Wolf, the Mexican Poet, and all I gotta say is respect, and I'm out.